Welcome into the Reseller Island podcast. We're a podcast that tries to keep you company during those lonely days of reselling. Different faces here today. Jake is. I'll let Shane explain what's going on with Jake, but I am Keith, Vintage Sport Flips. Shane Soda City Flips to my left, and then special guest this week.
Special Island boy. Sorry.
Yeah, welcome. Yeah, welcome to the island. We wanted the Island Boys, Dan and Demand down below.
Yeah, the one and only, man.
Yeah.
I've been in demand this week.
I saw. Nice. When I asked you, I didn't realize you were on the Unemployed for a Living podcast. I'm like, oh,
yes, I was on Unemployed, and then at the same time that we're recording this, I was asked to be recording another podcast that I'm recording tomorrow, and that's not even counting the podcast that I'm on. And I didn't even do my podcast this week.
you are in demand this week. That's amazing.
The first time.
Name fits, man. Yeah, that's. I was thinking you might be the world record holder for appearances on reselling podcasts.
I think I honestly am. I've made it on a secret episode of the Trash to Cash podcast, not the official one.
Oh wow, yeah.
Podcast that they're on.
Yeah,
I was just on the locker room.
Yep.
You're like one of the most likable people in our small community. You know what I mean? Just watching you, your energy, you're fun.
I was very tired before that. I have an energy drink, C4.
Hey, I'm drinking a C4 as well. Which one you got?
Pineapple.
Oh, that's
Hawaiian
the best
pineapple.
one.
I figured it was good for the island because we're island boys.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what I went to get, and they didn't have it, so I have the creamsicle.
Oh, okay.
That Hawaiian pineapple is amazing.
I just had some coffee, but I at Dan's recommendation, I did try some of that C4 Hawaiian pineapple. It had me a major edge at work, man. I was like, I can't handle the C4 apparently. Red Bull I can handle, not C4.
That's pretty crazy.
I got 3 different drinks and only 2 hands. I don't know what to do. I got a water, C4, and Howlerhead banana flavored whiskey.
Oh wow, yeah, triple fisted it over there.
That Howlerhead, man. So at Highway 127 last summer, when I was part of the Reseller Locker Room podcast, and we did the meetup up there. We co-hosted the meetup with the Two Old Guys podcast. Anyways, Alex Beer King Picker put me onto this stuff, and he didn't even drink. We ended up getting him to a little bit. He didn't even drink, but he's like, man, have you ever had Howlerhead? I'd never even heard of it. That stuff is amazing.
Howlerhead? Is it called?
Yeah, Howlerhead. Yep.
I'm not a big drink. I drink every once in a while. Not very.
I'm a social drinker, but I don't have a social life, if that makes sense. So, like when I'm live on YouTube or live selling or doing a podcast, like I consider that kind of my social life because that's pretty much what it is. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm leaving tomorrow morning super early
on a jet plane
to the Kentucky Derby, and
is it Kentucky Derby this weekend?
Yeah,
oh,
I'll be drinking pretty much Thursday evening through Sunday morning and sobering up.
Doesn't that make you exhausted? It sounds exhausting.
It is. My younger brother, fun.
My younger brother got married, and that was probably 10 years ago. I think, I don't know, whatever. It's probably felt like longer than that. But that was like the last time I really like went at it and drank, and I must have had a hangover for 4 days. I couldn't take it. I'm like, I'm done. I'm not doing that anymore.
We stay at the Southern Indiana Caesars Hotel and Casino, which is just above the border there from Louisville. And life hack, I just got back from the liquor store. Buy the little sleeves of the mini bottles if you're staying at the casino, because it's a lot cheaper to sneak your own stuff in than it is to pay for full price for theirs. So
smart.
Yeah, all the sodas are free, so you just go fix you a little Coke on ice or something and take your little mini bottles and cargo pants, cargo pockets in your shorts, fill them up with mini bottles, save a ton of money.
Back when I would go to the casinos, the alcohol was always free, and I don't really drink much. I'm similar to Dan, but that's changed, I guess, with the times.
Yeah, I don't know about like Vegas and stuff like that. I imagine they probably still lay it on pretty thick with the free drinks and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe Jersey City, or Atlantic City, I mean. But the casinos that I go to, Harrah's, Cherokee in North Carolina, and then Southern Indiana, those they do not give free drinks.
Yeah, anymore. Indiana, it's against the law to give out free liquor at the
okay.
At the casinos.
Interesting.
Yeah, when I worked there, you could never. People always thought because they came from Vegas and you could get a free drink in Vegas. They thought you could get that, and they could never do that here.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I know that my local ones they wouldn't either. But actually, ironically, the Eagles' former owner back in the '80s, Leonard Toews, sued Atlantic City casinos for like feeding him alcohol to get him drunk, and he lost like millions there.
Oh, I think you were talking about that
Now he lost
before.
the team too.
Didn't help. I mean, he sold the team shortly after that, but he lost the lawsuit anyway.
Oh,
But yeah, so it didn't work out for him.
I know everybody watching is wondering where Jake is, and Jake couldn't make it today because he was testing out a meat grinder and he got his wiener caught in it. Jake, we're thinking about you, buddy, and we miss you. We'll see you next week.
Gosh, I had nothing to do with that.
Hey, I mean,
can I work that into the thumbnail, Shane? Is that I mean, artistically, I won't.
Yeah.
I forgot you guys do those like AI. You're not going to have one with me with my shirt off, are you?
No, I'll keep it. I'll keep it.
Okay.
Keep it.
Yeah, we usually have
clean.
we usually have a jersey on. So
yeah, I go with the theme of like a bear.
It's that because I feel like an island boy. I need to have my shirt off, but I don't.
Yeah,
really
Bears jersey. We'll give you like the MVP of the league next year, a little Caleb Williams jersey, according to Dan Demand.
Oh, he just picked up another receiver. Sorry, this isn't that time. Talk about that.
All right, Dan.
Talk about anything.
We talked about this in the last episode. We're gonna ask you, since you're here now, how tall is Dan in Demand?
I was listening. I did hear that part. I am exactly 5'7", but I might have. I feel like I might have shrunk.
Somebody nailed it.
Somebody did because I met Jake met me because a lot of people always think they always thought I was tall, and I was laughing at that part because I always thought Keith was just like this little guy. And then it came up during Andy when he does the show with Andy that he was kind of taller. And I was like, oh, I was shocked. I thought he was going to be like 5'4", 5'3", something like that. Just like a little guy.
You got a little small frame look there.
Well, he has all these vintage shirts and he's like, oh, this is a size medium. It should fit me perfect. I'm like, what?
No, this is a large. I wear like large is sometimes it varies, but yeah, large is
a large vintage T-shirt is very small.
Yeah,
it is. But some of the '90s stuff, it's bigger. Like
I'm a big guy, and I would like wish I could wear. If I'm like, oh, I should lose some weight so then I can wear these. I couldn't even if I even when I was in shape, I was still a big, I was still a big guy. Like not muscular either. Like I mean, like I played soccer. I had huge thought. Like I can't get my body into like jeans and stuff. Like not that crazy, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's the trouble. Any cool vintage shirt, it's even me. It's I can't wear a lot of them, but most people can't either. So
I'd have to cut the sides off and then
in the '90s.
Yeah.
In the '90s, baggy was a thing. So like everything was a little bigger. Well, as far as like what the popular culture was into. Anyways. But yeah, Keith and I are the same height. I'm just like 3 times bigger than him.
So you're the same height. You're like, really? Because I feel like you would be short too.
I'm 5'9", which I think is short. Like I guess that's
it is short. 5'9" is pretty short. Wait, Keith,
it's pretty tall, right, Keith?
No,
I told people I'm 5'10", but I had an official measurement at work. Shout out to Maryland at work, and I'm 5'9". 5'9", so maybe I shrunk too. No, it's average.
I'm probably closer to 5'6" now.
Yeah.
My wife tells everybody she's 5'1.5". She's got to get that half in because she's short.
All right, I'm 5'9.5" then. I'm working the half then too.
All right, then I don't feel. Then you're kind of probably about what I expected. But at the I don't know if that's the right word. Listening to Andy, it was almost. I felt like, and I think you told me at one time you were like 5'11". So I'm like, oh, that's almost 6 foot tall.
I don't think I said that.
Tall.
Yeah, Andy excuse me. Andy calls me the Hobbit. He calls me all horrible things over there, and I'm an average-heighted man. Average-heighted. Yeah. So.
Yeah, you're tall as
Andy looks like he's probably 6'2" or something though.
I mean, he's 6'1" maybe. I'm not
he's very tall.
Sure.
That's very tall.
Yeah.
He's towers over you.
Oh, kill me, Dan. So Dan, how's reselling going, Dan? I mean, live streaming and reselling in general.
Oh, this week I hate live streaming.
Yeah,
I go back and forth all the time. Yeah, I'm kind of on this part right now where I mean I don't. What did I do? I do debit cards we do a show. I do a show with Keith.
Yep.
I like that because it's kind of like a wind down, and that's kind of a. I tried like really focusing on that, and I really can't focus on that. I need to do my other thing where I sell mostly clothing and shoes is what I focus on the most. That's where I make money.
I do really well selling clothing on the live sales on District at the different marketplaces. I did a show on Dibbed It Threads. I guess a week after they officially opened with their big raid train. I did a show and absolutely killed it over there on Threads. But I've done really good clothing shows on First Class Treasures as well. So I think clothing's just, it's a popular thing people enjoy, especially resellers. If you're bringing good stuff, like I have, Keith, you might not have seen this. I got this brand new with tags, very red Michael Kors like ladies pea coat, retail $300, $295.
Oh wow!
And I'm gonna run it over there with $1 starting price and just let it go. You know what I mean? You bring good stuff and people
it'll find its price.
So. I did a thread show with Keith. Probably 3 weeks ago, maybe a month. That went really well because I was kind of. Didn't really know what to bring, so I was like, I try to bring good stuff. I feel, but I was like, oh, we're gonna be on Keith's channel, so it's gonna be vintage stuff. So I try to pull some vintage stuff out that I thought would go well. And it went fine, but like I hear a lot of people, they don't like listing. I like listing clothes. It doesn't like it's. I'm okay with it.
It doesn't bother me either.
It doesn't bother me. So like it's tough to just I thrift, so like the volume. For clothing, I don't really make enough where I'd rather just take it and list it on eBay and then what do you call it? Just kind of wait it out and maximize my money on that.
Probably if you're going more strictly bins, you probably could do pretty well. Just
the bins is where I go to get shoes. So in my head, I'm like, can I bring shoes to these lives? Because I don't really want to clean them all up. Not that they're like filthy, but some of them need some work, but like then those shoes aren't gonna. I feel like no one's gonna want them because when I watch shoes,
I'll give it a shot because if you're buying them and cleaning them up and selling them, somebody else will buy them for you to clean up later, save you that cleaning.
But what do I start it off at? That's my problem. I don't want to start it too cheap because then, to be honest, most of the stuff I sell, I might get a bid or two, but I don't get bids. Like they don't. So then I'm like, why am I gonna? If I'm gonna clean these shoes, I'm just gonna list them myself.
Yeah.
And anyway. But yeah, like when I go to the bins for clothes, I just I get so exhausted looking at them. I'll go around for a little bit because that's what we talk about on Mike on the leftovers. He talks to me about that every week. Is been just go to the bins and get shirts. So I dug through looking for shoes Monday this week, and when I got done, I was tired, and I was like, oh, let me go look for some clothes. Maybe I'll do a Dibbed It Thread show or make a pile. I have a pile of stuff that I've been saving when I get enough to do a show. And I'm looking, and I started looking. I'm like, man, I just want to go home and list these shoes now. Like, I just want to get out of here and go list shoes. I can come back later.
Yeah.
Because when you're digging through the clothes, I don't know if anyone, I think they put them through a winder where they wind them all up so everything's tied together. And then when you pull it out, you're exhausted from pulling it out. I don't know.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I want that job. The job that just aggravate people in the back. Wind it up.
I don't know what they do. And then one time I asked them, I'm like, I look for men's clothing. And I'm like, do you have a spot where just the men's clothing are? And they looked at me and I was crazy. I'm like, I just thought I'd ask. Like, I like finding women's clothes and kids' pajamas.
I got to start utilizing the bins more because I have, everybody watches Harry Tornado. It's the same bins he goes to.
You don't go to those bins?
Every time I go, like, there's so many vintage clothes people there that it's not bad on the hard goods side. I always find decent stuff, but I would love to find, because I enjoy, especially denim. Anybody that watches my channel knows I love to sell jeans, and I would love to dig through and find some over there. I'd probably do a little more live selling with clothing if I got it at the bins. I'm like you though. If I'm buying it at an actual thrift store, it's going on eBay because it costs too much to start it for $1 or $2 live selling. I'll lose money because I don't have the following to continue getting the bids like that.
I do well if I go thrifting. If you see me, if I do like a bunch of Well, this is what I did. I haven't done it on Threads, but when I was on Whatnot, I was trying to be. Well, I'm still on Whatnot, but when I was consistent on there, I got on there to sell the clothes that was like just to have a T-shirt show, just to sell some T-shirts that I
Yeah.
would go to the thrift store and it'd be half off sales. Because I have a Salvation Army that they have a half off sale on certain colors every week, and then once a month my Goodwills have a show have a half off sale. So like a T-shirt would be $4.99, half off $2.50. Like, yeah, okay, but it might not be worth $10, $11. I don't want to list that on eBay. Like, it just don't like. But okay, I can get this and sell it real fast and pay $2.50 and sell it for $5 on Whatnot. That's how I ended up started live selling. That was my thought process, was to double my money like real fast on that, and it's just never panned out for me on that. That was my whole point. And then I started doing.
Go ahead.
Oh, that's how. So I started doing that when that wasn't working, because if you look at when you go on Whatnot and you look at the category, like men's modern category, there's not that many people buying clothes on there. And then when I was selling clothes to resellers who they wanted to pay $2.50 because
Right.
because they're going to sell it on eBay. So then I transitioned over to, okay, what can I get stuff of? I can go to the bins. I can find some hard goods stuff like plush and do a garage sale. And I did the garage sale thing for a while and just got kind of burnt out from it because I was collecting so much stuff and I was trying to figure out what to sell. Sorry, I'm getting choked up just talking about it because I'm.
Yeah, it is a challenge to figure out what where you're going to take items, what to start it at, and
I'm always
I feel like I
don't want to start it too cheap. I want to start it cheap. I want to have an auction. And a lot of times when I want to have an auction, people just want the deal, which I'm okay if I'm selling. I'm 100% because I always, whenever I talk about this stuff too, is I feel like I'm not complaining because I know what I'm selling. I know what I started off at. Whatever I'm starting off, I'm 100% fine selling it for that price. But in my head, if I started off low, I'm because I want to have an auction. And most of the time, people don't want the auction; they just want the stuff for the price.
It blows my mind because, like the Dibbed It Thread show. First of all, T-shirts at the Goodwills here are only $1.50, so I can pretty much make money on T-shirts live selling if I get them at the Goodwill here. But it blows my mind. I would sell like a Michael Kors button-up shirt, men's shirt, and it would go for $2, which was my starting price in that particular auction. But then the Walmart Star Wars T-shirt that you can get for $7.50 at Walmart goes for like $12. It blows my mind. I got a $40 shirt here, and it didn't get but one bid at $2. But this little $7-8 shirt went for more than you could buy.
The reseller probably bought the the reseller bought the Michael Kors shirt, and then someone who really likes Star Wars wanted that shirt.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I've sold some killer stuff. I sold in one of my clothing shows on First Class Treasures. I sold a $250 something Lily Pulitzer dress, brand new with tags. It was like a summer dress, really nice. Came in that reseller buyout that I did, Keith, late last year.
Oh, killer! Yeah.
But so like I got like a quarter into this thing, Dan. It's a $250 dress, and I sold it. I think it went for like $60. I killed it. As far as I'm concerned, somebody got a great deal, and I made $55 after fees or something.
And those people are going to come back again once they make their
exactly. And who knows? That person may want this Michael Kors jacket.
How many shows did you do to get that? I don't know if I'm how I'm trying to ask that.
Build your following and how long?
Is it like what kind of following do you have on there? Like what?
I don't have much, man. I honestly don't. I think I have like 150, maybe 200 followers now. I'd have to look.
Just the moment.
Yeah, I think
I got on Whatnot. I got on a bunch of raid trains all the time, and so like it would be like, oh, here's the spot to make something, and like it'll be okay. What am I gonna do? Like it was. I don't remember what show it was, but I had like nothing but vintage T-shirts. I'm like, I'm gonna crush it on this one, and like I didn't. And I didn't. Yeah. I'm like, okay, this isn't the right. I don't know if it's my thought process is wrong or if that's I mean, honestly, I guess probably. I always think I'm going to kill it, and I never do.
Well, Whatnot's tough. I mean, on Whatnot, you definitely need the following. I don't feel like District you do. I have like 450, I think, on there, so I have a decent number. But there's people want to be on Dibdit or First Class Treasures and see who's coming up next. So they're going to find you. Whatnot, it's a bigger ocean of sellers at this point. So you get lost in the shuffle there, I think. But
Yeah.
But yeah, and on District, these marketplace owners, minus me, I have my own marketplace, but I don't have a big following. But Kevin's and Jake's and Dave's and Carrie's and all these guys, they have large followings. So they've built the following for you, right? Because you're essentially selling to their following. Now, as you go live, you'll slowly start to gain followers, which is awesome. But I think that's the difference between Whatnot and District. You have to, and I've said this 1,000 times, and everybody says I'm wrong. All the big YouTubers say I'm wrong. You have to have a following to sell on Whatnot, to be successful on Whatnot. You have to have a following. You can build a following, but you have to have one. On District, they've built the following for you. So it's a lot easier for resellers like me or you guys that don't have 200,000 followers to get on there and be successful. That's the difference to me, and why I prefer, one of the reasons I prefer District over Whatnot. Whatnot's dead to me. All I do, I don't sell on there anymore. I get on there and support my friends when I see them, except for Keith because he goes way past my bedtime. But I support him on District.
That Monday night one, I never make it up. I'm like,
that's a rough one for me too. I mean, I'm up at 6 a.m. and I'm just starting that show at 10:30 p.m. So that's a long day and I'm at work for 12 hours
and
before that.
I end my Soda City Social at 10, and I usually after that show I kind of unwind. I always have a whiskey drink during that show, so I usually finish that like I'm just chilling on the back porch with the dog or something, and then unwind a little bit. And before Keith goes live, I'm already in bed. So but I support him pretty decently over on District. Last night was awesome, man. I got some killer stuff from.
What did you do last night?
Tickwitty, my first Tickwitty sale.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, I was told Shane, I'll come over, man, because you're gonna get some good deals on Tickwitty. I think it's newer. I mean, that's the first spot I signed up for on District, one-stop shop.
Me too.
I sold, absolutely. And I've sold live over there before. But my first one since it became part of the Dibdit family, and it killed it. There was like 25 people in there.
What did you sell? It was great.
I sold a blend of Tickwitties.
I'm curious what you sold on there, because what do you have?
I sold it was half ephemera, like 19th century ephemera and some World War II era stuff, and then half like cookie jars and McDonald's glasses and like I guess house goods, if you would say, but like decorative pop culture.
It was all good stuff though. Like Dan, I got a few pieces. I like vintage ephemera, especially like aviation related stuff. I don't know why I'm kind of a dork like that, but my favorite piece, and I think the favorite piece out of the whole show for a lot of people was that slavery newspaper from the 1860s or whatever.
Oh wow.
1862. That thing was killer, man. I'm gonna read the whole thing. I'm so curious before I sell it, before I even list it, because I want to make sure I can read it all.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It was a newspaper that detailed like different, like every newspaper across the country, like their opinion on slavery. There were some pros, some against. Pretty interesting piece. So
pretty cool.
Yeah,
I haven't figured out what I'm supposed to put on Tickwitties. I was gonna call it something else. I almost want to pronounce not on purpose, but I keep calling it and call it something else every time. So I have to try to think about saying it.
I love those guys, but man, they come up with the weirdest names for their marketplaces.
That was the original name for Dibdit. They wanted it to be that, and then I think they said it out loud long enough that it became. It's actually good. This is a good name, Keith. I'm not saying anything offensive, Keith. You can come back.
I know.
But I think it was like one of those, like, you know what? That's a good name. I like it. I don't know. I want to call it. I don't get stuck in my head. I kept on calling, not on purpose, the wrong thing. And Mike was yelling at me.
I think it's funny because it's a play on the word antiquities, right? Everybody knows that. But Dave still calls it Tickwitty, and it drives me crazy. I'm like, no, Dave, it's Tickwitty, not Tickwitty.
Because I think I was putting a W in there. I think I was calling Twinkity.
Twinkity.
I like it.
I think it's
new marketplace.
Tickwitty. Okay. All right.
By the way, that wasn't me leaving in disgust, Dan. My camera here is acting up. So I actually already have a new one, but I didn't want to try to set it up before this recording. So this thing's getting out of here. I'm getting a new one by the next episode.
wow.
But
Keith
Really?
has the most issues with his technology, whether he's breaking tripods and
You might have.
yeah.
Do you think you have as much as me? Because Keith was one of my first guests on my show, on my podcast, and I had nothing but problems. I've had nothing but problems with trying to record my podcast since I started.
yeah.
It's always something. Always something.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong. I pulled the wire last time, and I must have just dislodged the connection. And I reconnected everything, but it just randomly cuts off. So it's weird.
So Dan, I got a question then. So everybody may not know about Seat Open Podcast, but you're doing Seat Open Podcast, and it looks like it's been about a month since you've put out a standard Dan in Demand video. Are you shying away from your normal content, or are you just so busy? I know you got your podcast, you got the leftovers.
I didn't do an episode on Seat Open this week, and I talked about that a little bit. I was on Unemployed for a Living this past week, and I was talking about that. Is that it came up to be? So I needed to focus on my work. I was focusing on doing cards for so long that it kind of I built up. I was like, oh, I'm fine. I was making sales on my regular eBay account. And then those started drying up because I was spending all my time messing with little dollar cards, $1.50 cards. So then once the sales started drying up a little bit, I'm like, I gotta start making some money. So anyway, fast forward. I'm like for my videos, I was trying to do an episode of Seat Open and then an episode for my videos, and then just trying to edit and do my work and then do all the other things I'm doing. It was hard. It's hard to keep up with. I don't know how people do it.
Yeah,
I can't keep up with it. Trying to do a couple, and then I was trying to do live shows, and anyway, so then I took a week off from Seat Open. I'll probably take maybe a couple more weeks. I don't want to pay the $45 for my StreamYard to do. It's expensive. So
Dude,
all right, yeah. I'm like, honestly, to be fair, $45 goes a long way when you $45 is
I don't know why I can't get everybody else to jump on this train. Dan, maybe you will. There's a product out there called EVMux, EVMUX, and it's $25, and it's better than StreamYard. It's what I use.
What's it called? Hold on, I gotta write this. I don't want to. I was gonna grab an envelope. I need those. Those are expensive.
Yeah, don't write on them.
I got my PYE.
It's EVMux, EVMUX. It's $25, which is what StreamYard used to be.
Yeah,
and it's better than StreamYard.
It's the same thing as StreamYard.
Yeah, but way cooler options.
Honestly, I'll look it up then. Yeah, because I was torn. I paused my Vendu too because that's $25 a month because I was $70. I needed in the grand scheme of things, $45 is not that much money, but when you're paying that on your own every month, it was just getting to be I don't want to do it this month. The $45 is my groceries. That's I'm being honest, I guess. I'll be honest.
I love it. I'm my whole channel is based on being transparent all the time. And I think that's amazing that you're willing to do the same, man.
Yeah, it makes it sound though. I'm not because I wanted to go to Nashville. I didn't go to Nashville. People ask me, they're constantly. I'm like, I can't afford. I want to do this, so I don't want to spend. I hate spending my money on stuff unless I absolutely have to or I need to right now. I'm just want to grind and make money and try to make it up. And I put myself at a bad spot this year by spending so much time doing cards. It kind of really, my buffer went out. I think it's the word I use. I'm comfortable. That's gone. So I'm I need to build my money back up. So
start grinding.
Everything I need to save. That's I'm doing. I've been doing a lot of my sale. Well, going back. This is the beginning when you start how eBay was going. eBay wasn't great this last weekend, and I get to talk about it on my podcast. So I'll tell you guys about it. But it wasn't that great. But I was focused in on shoot. It was the most work I've done last week. And then it was probably one of my worst weekends that I've had. But I was so focused on shoes. I was listing tons of shoes. I've been listing shoes like crazy that I'm all right, well, I mean, it's not working out like great this weekend because I just wasn't a weekend for people to buy shoes, but I'm listing shoes like crazy that in a few weeks I'm going to be selling shoes like crazy and I'm going to be
Nice.
doing really well. So like I'm okay with that. That's my thought process.
It comes in waves. Yeah, you put the work in, you'll see the benefit.
Yeah, I was talking
on the outside.
because I was watching Shane's video when he was talking about it was like kind of the roller coaster, and I mentioned in the comments like I've done like when I worked on my own for so long. Like I was a poker dealer, like I made my own tips. Like I didn't make any money unless I went to work and I made money, and it didn't matter how much I worked. It always evened out. Like I when I first started, I came home and like one of my first few days, it was so dead. They sent me home and I made like $30 for the day. I waited all day to work and I made $30, and then the next day I made $15. So I made $45 in 2 days. I went home and I was like crying. They're like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But like you just keep going, and then eventually, by the end of the week, I grinded it out and I made money. Like I'm like, oh, okay, that's all you have to do is just keep going. So that's how I just it's the same thing with eBay. So I haven't been putting the work in. So then, my sales suck right now. So I got to put the work in. So I guess that's a long-winded answer. So like, YouTube. I really like doing YouTube, but it's not. I don't make any money from it, and it's tough to when I get to like. I don't make any money from my live sales either, but I make more from a live sale. Trying a live sale than I do from a YouTube video too, like at the same time. That makes sense.
Well, that makes sense then. I would focus on what brought in the money.
Yeah.
Speaking
you
of
multicast your to YouTube tonight, Dan. Have you linked your district up to YouTube?
No, I haven't. Okay. I was messing because I thought about that because I see you do that. Because I was like, I need to do it. Because I was like, oh, I should do a live or something on my channel. I feel bad all the time. If anyone listens to me, I feel awful all the time that I never keep up with my YouTube. Because it was big. It was a big part. It sucks. Most people who do YouTube, like, you grind for a year to try to make that. I mean, it took so long for me to get. I got my 1,000 subscribers. It took me like another 6 months to get my hours. Because
that's the hardest part.
Because I was making 8-minute videos and I was scared to do lives at the time. So like making 8-minute videos and then never doing lives was like it took me forever to get. And when I finally got monetized, I didn't have time to make my videos anymore. And the videos slowly stopped. But like it was a no. I had like a no. It had to do my videos. Like I had to do. And now I've taken off so long. It's like it's easier not to do them.
But I like to go back to if you wanted to. I mean, it's always there if you want to start.
I mean, I don't know how many I've filmed and I started editing, and then I just like, all right, it's been too long. I can't put this out now. This is a month old now. Like this is, it's not like it when if you do like picking like your flea market videos, Keith, or something. It's I just me talking and I
gotcha. Yeah, it's timely. It's.
I don't know if you guys want to know this. You guys are really helping me out.
I like this
therapy.
Start to interrupt you, Shane. You're about to say something, Shane. Sorry to interrupt you.
I don't even remember what I was about to say. Honestly, sales. So everybody that watches my channel knows, like I've been, like you said, Dan, on a roller coaster. Sales have been up, sales have been down, sales have been up, sales have been down. And my newest video explains my latest issues with eBay, and it's all my fault. Like I screwed up and missed 3 items ship dates.
I heard you say that last week.
Yeah, so that video, and I've already, since I'll be gone over the weekend, I'm leaving tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. For those of you who are watching, we're recording this on Wednesday. I leave tomorrow morning for the Kentucky Derby. So I've already recorded and put out my video for Friday, which Keith's already seen.
You screen them?
But
only section.
Members only section, yeah. So everything gets posted to the members only first. And since I won't be here, it would go up Thursday, but I went ahead and put it up today because I'll be traveling tomorrow. But so I'm on this roller coaster and things finally start looking good. I'm making sales and good sales, and I'm like extremely happy, having great weeks. And then I screw up, and what happened was, I go in every morning. I go on my eBay, and the first thing I do is, send out offers, do all that kind of thing, and then I click on orders that need to be shipped, and I look at the date, and I say, "Oh, sweet! I got nothing to ship out today, so I'm going to focus on sourcing and listing and doing all this and YouTube stuff." Well, I didn't actually like look down at my watch to confirm that
date.
date. And that
Yeah.
date was actually that day, not the next day. So I screwed up and I didn't ship out 3 things that needed to ship out. And boy, did eBay punish me. My sales tanked for that. Now, that was a little over a week ago, and we're finally getting sales again today. So I went yard sales and 2 estate sales over the weekend. Dan, I found one lady. I don't know if she just didn't know what she had. I'm glad I didn't record this footage because the haters would be on me, bro. And I may not even told you about this yet, Keith. But I go up to this. It's pouring down rain, right? And I have an estate sale at 9 a.m. And I wasn't planning on going to yard sales at all. But I looked at the yard sale treasure map and saw that there was 2 communities next door to each other having a sale. And I said, you know what? I'm going to run out there. They started at 7. And that gave me plenty of time to hit a few of them and then get over to the estate sale because it's in the same town. I'm soaking wet running through these yard sales. I'm not finding much of anything. I finally found one guy who had a Kate Spade backpack and 2 Callaway X20 golf clubs. And I think I paid him like $40 and I paid him $30 and I'm going to make probably 90 profit off that. But then the next sale, I was getting ready to leave to go to the estate sale, and I saw a road that I didn't see whenever I came in. And I said, oh, let me run down here real quick. Dude, I'm driving and I see it's pouring down rain again, like I said, but there's a little overhang on these people's garage and they have golf clubs, golf bags lined up against the closed garage door, and the one garage door was open. They had pulled everything inside for the sale. So I go in first. I didn't even look at the clubs yet. I asked the lady, I said, how much for all the clubs? I'll buy everything you have. How much for everything? And she said, those are my mom's. Let me go ask. And I'm thinking that's weird, but okay. So I'm in the garage looking. I found a Kavu bag and a couple other little things. And I said, well, let me go actually look at these golf clubs. So I go outside in the rain and I want these clubs. They're amazing, amazing clubs. And I'm thinking, all right, I'm going to have to spend probably $500 to get all of them. But there's a Kavu bag and a couple other things that maybe I can work a deal kind of thing. Well, the lady comes out. I make the deal for the Kavu bag and something else. I don't remember. But the older lady, her mother comes out and she's like, you want all the clubs? And I said, yes, ma'am. I'm interested in all of them if the price is right. And she's $2,500 in clubs, guys. And she says, what are you willing to pay? People are going to hate me for this. And I'm like, I don't really know, just if the price is right, I'll take them all kind of thing. She says, would you do $50? Dude, I couldn't get these clubs in my Jeep fast enough.
Oh man.
All the clubs.
I was going to offer 200 to start with, but I don't like to give the first number out, right?
It's a hard thing to do. Yeah.
She said $50, guys, and I'm talking $2,500 in clubs. There's golf balls, sealed boxes of golf balls. There's Masters towels, 3 golf bags, like tons of stuff. I've sold. I sold 2 sets of clubs, 2 sets of irons, and a driver out of there already. I paid $50, guys. The driver sold for $55. 1 set of irons sold for $200. The other one sold for $425 today. And there's so much more still to list.
Oh man, what a haul! That's awesome.
It was.
You were going to start with offering $200.
Yeah, because I figured I was going to have to pay $500. I'm assuming the lady just didn't know what all was in there, and people are going to hate me for that. But like, I got to make money, so I let her give me a price.
Did you want to like maybe give her a little bit more or no?
No, I'm that guy. Like,
it's always a risk if you try to do that too. I mean, I know sometimes if you try to say, "Oh, well, that's not enough, I'll give you more," then they're like, "Oh, let me research this more." Yeah, I know it's backfired on people. So I would have done the same thing. You try to get them to say the price.
I would
Yeah, and
100% agree with that. So they said that, like, all right, I get, yeah, like
Maybe after you
yeah.
load it up, then you say, "I'll give you another $20 or something." At least,
$20.
especially if you're recording. But he wasn't recording, so I get it.
Thanks for
well,
the
yeah,
help.
and I
Thanks
wasn't
for the help.
recording because it was
Yeah.
pouring down rain, and I wasn't
Yeah.
gonna, you know what I'm saying? I got my GoPro has this cool little, I don't know what you call this,
Wait, let me get
this
my
case
GoPro.
thing, but like,
There
is
you
it
go.
really
There you go.
waterproof? I don't know.
I don't know.
So I wasn't gonna take a chance of recording.
No, it
It was
makes sense
pouring
not to
down
risk
rain.
it.
I'm just curious.
But
That, honestly,
people
I
are
don't think that would ever
Dan,
happen.
people are still gonna hate on me,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Because I paid $50.
I almost
but
hate on you right
it
now
was
thinking about
that
it. You know,
lady's asking price. I paid her asking price.
I
think Kevin deals with this crap all the time. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I'm not that guy that's gonna pay more just because.
I'm wondering where she got $50 from, though. If it's
It's
that
like-
much
yeah.
stuff, like,
And
what did she
I
pay
thought,
for?
okay, is this her clubs? Like, did she used to play golf? But they were too new. They were stiff flex, which is generally a man, like a healthy man's flex.
Oh, it might have been their ex-husbands.
I play stiff flex. She was older though, so I thought, okay, maybe her husband.
Well, maybe her
But
son.
the
His son
older
hasn't
people
called her forever.
generally play seniors flex because their swing is slower or whatever. But yeah, that's maybe her son. Maybe she lost a son or something. You know, tragedies happen all over the place. But
It was
yeah,
a
I mean,
win-win. She was probably happy to get him out of her garage, right? So it's
I know. I'm just curious. Like, oh my god, I don't think anything would ever come up my way like that. That's crazy. Just curious what.
yeah, it was.
That would probably
It
be
was
like
amazing.
$2,500 to me. Like, how
Let
much
me
you
tell
want?
you,
Like $2,500.
first thing I did, I left there and went straight to the estate sale,
The
and then I
church.
called
Place to the
Flipping
church.
McFlipperson,
oh,
and I said, "Dude, where are you at? Are you out today?" And he's like, "No, I'm in Charlotte." And I was like, Charlotte's about 2 hours north of us, but he went up the night before and he was thrifting and sourcing and doing yard sales and stuff up there. And I was like, dude, you missed a killer sale. And he said, let me guess, Silver Creek, which is the name of the neighborhood. He's like, that's my favorite place. If I wouldn't be up here, that's where I would have been. So I said, well, no offense, dude, but thank you for being in Charlotte today. Because he lives closer, he would have probably been there. Well, I got there right at 7, so when they opened. But who knows? Like, that was just some side street that I didn't even see as I was making my way through. I saw it on the way out. But he could have seen that first if he was there. And it seems to be every time I run into him, he's always there before me. So it's like,
Yeah.
do I even need to look?
No, not if Evan's there.
Yeah. But check this out. So I haven't told this story yet. I get to the estate sale. The whole reason I'm there is because it's on a local golf course that me, Evan, and Josh play tournaments at for Kristen 150 Mom's brother who passed away from accidental drug overdose. They have the Taylor Watford Foundation. Go support if you guys don't mind. They have a annual golf tournament. So we play at this place every year. I put the team together a couple of years ago, and these guys play every year with me now. But they had an estate sale there, and this guy had golf clubs. And I mean, nice stuff. He had a sealed Furby. Got my hands on
cool.
that.
Dang.
Very cool.
But he had tons of golf clubs and good golf clubs. And I was like, all right, I'm going to be first in line. I'm going to leave this place and stand in line for an hour and a half. I get there and I'm second in line. But the couple, I say couple, it was a mother and son, older woman. They were not there for golf clubs. So I was like, sweet. All right, I'm going to be the first one in. I know they're going to be in the garage because I saw the pictures. They're in the garage. Doors open at 9 o'clock. I'm standing there for an hour and 15 minutes. I go straight to the garage. I'm like, where's the golf clubs? They point over to this little area. They had a brand new box of old vintage irons that weren't really worth much, and a couple crappy clubs. I'm like, no. Where's all the ones in the pictures?
Oh no.
And they're like, what do you? These are the only clubs. So I show them the pictures. I'm like, these are the pictures y'all had posted online last night. Where are these clubs? And they're like, we don't know. This is where they have the cash register set up. So I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm going through the house, looking for these clubs. I found the Furby, and that was like a second thought. I couldn't believe it was still available when I got it. but I saw it in the pictures too, and I was like, I need to remember to go look for the Furby if I can get it. Never found the golf clubs. So I found another guy as part of the estate sale company. And first off, it's not an actual estate sale company. It's a moving company, which was really weird. I've
I never
never
heard of
seen
that.
that. Yeah, I've
No.
never seen that before. But I found a guy, I talked to him. He's like, they're in the garage. Let's go out there. So I walk with him. And the same ladies who told me those were the only garage sales, the guy walks out and he said, did the other golf clubs sell already? And they're like, yeah, they sold to another guy. And I was like, dude, I was the first person in this garage. They weren't here. They haven't been here this entire time. So those ladies were up to something shady.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, there was some stuff in the garage that had tarps over it, not for sale. And I guarantee you all those clubs were underneath there.
That
So I
sounds,
was
yeah.
pretty I mean, I got the Furby, which is dope. And I got a
Should've
couple other
attacked the
things.
tarps.
But I
Should've
thought,
just-
dude, I was trying like crazy
Scooby-Dooed
to
'em.
find them because
Here's
I
the
was,
tarps. Here's the gold.
Yeah.
yeah, I was trying and I couldn't believe it. I was like, man, that's so shady. So I don't know if I see another estate sale with that company, that moving company running it, if I'll bother with it. Like I did get the Furby, and there was plenty of other cool stuff in that house. I got a few things. But the main reason I went was for the golf clubs. The ones they had on the shelf, on the garage shelf, were not worth the time, weren't worth picking up. But the ones they had pictures of were, and somebody in that garage knew about it and hid them or put them in their vehicle or something. I don't know, but
Or
I was
just
pretty
straight
upset
up
about that.
Let's put
bait
what's
and
the movie
switch.
company? Let's put them on blast.
Man, I will. I don't care.
I'm sure.
Let me.
Yeah, I wouldn't go back. Just if you can't trust the photos, you don't know what you're going for. Either it's a bait and switch or they're holding it for someone else. Definitely something shady going on.
Yeah, it was definitely not cool, and
Yeah.
I was pretty upset. Like seriously upset.
Dan, are
What
you
did you-
an estate sale guy, Dan?
No, I haven't.
No?
I was just gonna ask Shane where he found the estate. I'm. When he started talking about the garage sales, is where every year I start the year. I'm like, I'm garage selling this year, and then after a few weeks, I just give up and I start going right back to the thrift store in the bins. I
Be
wouldn't
moved.
I wouldn't
Be
trust them either.
moved.
Be moved.
Those
yeah.
look like staged photos, and I would never.
Oh
trust
yeah, yeah, definitely.
Those
Staged.
people are never that happy and moving like that. It wouldn't be that happy.
Be moved LLC. Phone number 803-575-0855.
Whoa, I didn't mean blast like that.
Oh wow.
I don't care. But let me show you. I'm going to show you the golf clubs I went for because I'm sure the pictures are in here.
People on the
somewhere
island,
still.
man. You guys, hopefully, you guys don't take that number down. And
Yeah, we don't mess around on the island over here, Dan.
dang,
No,
but-
they took them down. They
Oh,
took the pictures down. So
you should have
Here's-
screenshotted them.
they had these. These were the ones. I know that's probably not great, but those, and then they had a sealed box of clubs right here. These vintage Cobras, they're still sealed. Those weren't worth it. They just they're not good clubs. Oh, you can see it just in the corner. They probably didn't realize it. See this Callaway golf bag? Hold on.
Yeah.
Yep.
That Callaway golf bag was loaded with good stuff. So they deleted all the other pictures, but they missed this one. That's what was gone.
What about them golf shoes? Were those all?
Yeah,
there?
they weren't any good. I mean, they're good brands, but they were super vintage.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But that bag alone is $100 bag easy. But it was loaded with good clubs.
That's annoying. Dan,
Yeah,
I could
I
see
was
you doing well in
super
estate
upset.
sales, being a clothing guy, because that seems like it's they always have clothing, and the clothing often is affordably priced.
Really?
Yeah.
Where do you guys look for like estate? Like a
Estate-
look where
Estatesales.net is what I use.
Yep,
same
thing.
Estatesales.net.
I think it's.
Yep.
I think I'm sure my buddy Mike the January House. He's always telling me. I think that's the one he's told me about. I just.
Yeah, estatesales.net.
I've always been. When I started watching YouTube, I was watching guys go to garage sales to get the nerve to go to the garage sale, and then like I didn't want to go to people. I was a guy, if there was no one at the garage sale, I would just keep driving. I'd just leave. I wouldn't even stop. because I don't want to go up to these people's houses by myself and like not that they're gonna. In my head, they're going to do something to me, but not that they're actually going to do something to me. Like, I don't know why someone would want to mess with me. Like, I'm not saying that like I'm a tough guy either. I'm just saying, like, of all the people in the world that are going to come up to your garage, so you're really going to mess with me? Like, I come up there, I'm going to be limping because my legs hurt, and then I'm going to be exhausted. I mean, I don't know. I talk a lot. I
This is
ramble.
what I was talking about, Dan. This is why you're so much fun. Like you're just, I love the energy.
Because I
everything
understand
about
what
it,
I'm
man.
saying makes me sound like I'm crazy. So that I'm trying to like make sure, like in my head, I'm walking up to this house and they might attack me and then take me down in the basement. But realistically, no one's actually going to do that to me. They might do it
Yeah.
to someone else.
Yeah.
Maybe Keith's a small guy.
Come on now.
He's a tiny.
See, and I'm the
Oh.
complete opposite. But when I was growing up, we were poor. Well, we weren't poor. My mom was poor, and she just drug my sister and I along with her. But we went to a lot of yard sales and flea markets because that's what mom could afford, right? So that, like, I grew up doing it, and I loved it because we would always find. I collected sports cards when I was a kid, so like '80s. I grew up in the '80s, so she was always buying me, little packs of cards at the flea market or, garbage pail kids at people's yard sales and stuff. So I absolutely loved it. I always got something. And when you're 5, 6, 7 years old, anything you get is amazing, right? When you're that young.
Oh yeah.
So I loved it. And I still do to this day. Like it's just ingrained in me that yard sales are cool. Flea markets are cool. Like I love
I
them.
like
Right,
them when
uh-huh.
I get nervous when I don't find stuff because I'm going to look. When I first started, I didn't want clothes.
Yeah.
So I was like, because I was like watching. Watching YouTube, and then a lot of people like they hate clothes. They don't make any money doing clothes. Just so I was like out there looking for video games, and I don't know anything about that stuff. I was buying a big Commonwealth Picker fan. So when I first started watching him, he was buying the huge old vacuum cleaners and parting them out. Don't buy it unless you're gonna do it. And I got a vacuum cleaner as one of the first things I bought. My mom came with me when I first started. My mom came garage selling with me to get like, all right, mom, let's
To
come
protect
with
you in
me.
case you're getting kidnapped.
Yeah,
Right? Yeah.
yeah. I had my mom protect, and then she was yelling at me because I wasn't like talking the guy down. I was paying him $20 for the vacuum cleaner. That I'm gonna park this thing out, mom. I'm gonna make like $300 from it. That thing is still in the garage. It's buried. When I find it, I'm gonna throw it away probably because it's definitely can't be worth any money. I can't imagine it being worth anything. It's in my way, but like every year. But then then I went back and it was a bunch of baby clothes. But I'm convinced that my garage sales are not that great, and I'll go, like around my area. So this year I'm going to go to the other county over, and I'm gonna drive a little bit to go find
There
some.
you
Do
go.
it. Do it.
I
Sure,
have
man.
like every year I say I'm gonna do it, and this is the year I guess I'm saying it, but yard sale season
Just do it.
started last weekend and I didn't go, so maybe
Well,
this
it's this Saturday, Dan. Saturday, you're out there.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got to do it, man. I envy
will-
Dave because, sorry, Keith.
No, no worries, man.
I envy Dave because he goes with his mother, and that's something I did with my mom. My mom passed away October 31st, the 2022. So I started reselling in January 2023. So like now that I'm doing this all the time, it's something I do every weekend pretty much. Like I would love to be able to bring her back to that life because she hasn't done it in many, many years, since I was a kid. Once her and my stepdad got together, their incomes combined, she was able to get her first house, and because
nice.
we always rented growing up in apartments, little like not Section 8, but like super close to Section 8 living. But I envy Dave for that. Like I wish I could still hang out with my mom and go yard selling because I know we'd have a blast together. My mom was only 62 when she passed away. So
no.
like it's only been a few years. She'd still be able to grind out there with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I really wish I had that.
My grandmother was she resold but I didn't resell when she just passed a few years ago, but she had dementia and stuff, so she didn't. I never really talked to her about it, but I used to hang out with her. She would go trash picking with go picking through the trash, and if it was just a nice day, she always had a yard sale ready set up in her garage. So if it was a nice day, she would just randomly put out a sign that she was having a yard sale, and she'd have a yard sale. So it was pretty cool. And then yeah, like I said, when I started, my mom, she came with me, but now like most if I get out, she like this is gonna sound even more crazy because if people don't know me, they'll my mom watches my dog, and it's a dog, not a kid, but he's like
Right.
a little kid. So like
Yeah.
if I'm not with him, my mom's with him. So like we can't go like yard selling unless he comes with us, I guess. And
Yeah.
like I don't if we're both taking him with, it's not going to be about yard selling. It's going to be about him wanting to go for a walk. So then we're
Right.
going to do that. So yeah, I kind of would go. I guess I'm going to go out by myself. I'll go out by myself. But I'm going back to Dave. I was randomly watch. I don't watch a lot of picking videos anymore. I watch more of the like the behind the scenes things. And I was watching a video last week, and one of Dave's picking videos came up, and I wasn't even subscribed to his picker channel, so I started watching it, and his videos. I love his picking videos, and the ones with his mother are like my favorites. Those are
She's
like
amazing.
those are
I got to
hilarious.
meet her at the Trash to Cash Winter Bash last
Was
January.
that the container sale? I saw you in the episode.
Yeah, I was there. So I'd already met her before that though.
Oh, okay.
In January last year, we all went together, you know, the big meetup or whatever. We all went together to dinner, and after dinner we went to like play mini golf and stuff. But my buddy Anthony Dragon Masters Fines and I were sitting next to each other at dinner, and Dave's parents were right across from us at the table, and then his wife and kids and stuff were there, and of course he was there, and there was a bunch of people. But Anthony and I talked to Dave's mom for like 2 hours straight. Man, that woman she's amazing. She was so much fun to talk to. His dad is freaking very smart man. His kids are well mannered and behaved. Like Dave's got a great family over there, and it shows. Like you can tell they all care so much about each other. But his mom was so much fun to talk with. She's a cool woman, and she's
those videos
like
are
you.
awesome.
When it's I don't watch a lot of picking videos either, but if I see Mama Picker in one of them, I'm watching it because she's. Did you see the one where she was like on that little scooter thing cruising around somebody's driveway?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I love I love that stuff. I'll be like, she's a fun woman. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
just let
their
it
banter
play
between
now.
each other is entertaining as heck.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
Yes. But
Yep.
so yeah, I try to get hyped up. All those guys, I used to watch all those, and then when they split them up, I didn't find Dave until because like I said before, I was a big Commonwealth Picker fan. So when Kevin split over to Flipper, I just kind of graduated and just watch Flipper, and that's all I watch. I don't really. Once in a while, I'll put it like right now. I'll watch the picking videos to try to hype myself up to go to the garage sales and stuff. So
Yeah, that's a good idea. If you're ever like, I don't know if I should go, put on somebody's picker video and
that's what helped
I
me
like that.
go up and do I didn't know how to go to someone's house and like interact with them. Like, I mean, I'm like I sound nuts right now, but I'm very quiet and I'm reserved. Like I'm not like outgoing. So walking up to someone's house is crazy to me.
It is a little awkward. It's a lot more comforting when you walk up to a yard sale and there's other people there, other than you might be losing out on deals.
Right.
I agree. When you're like there's nobody at the sale, it's like you're.
But when you watch the picker videos, you kind of know what. Hey, how's it going?
You learn how to be a person a little bit.
Right. Working. Yes. Well, it's just like so it's just like everything else. You're just going to their house. But like sometimes people, I always feel like I have to buy something. You know, like I don't want to. I feel it's like I don't want them to think I don't like their stuff, but like I might not want it. And then it was I'm okay with it. When you first start. You're like, do I tell them I resell? If I don't, you know what I mean? And then it's like, and then I'd probably still be scared to like look stuff up. So then I just like go with my instincts on things. And then it just starts this chaos. And it's just like, it's easier to go to the thrift store. I can just thumb through so much stuff and comp whenever I want to. Well, I used to go stand in the corner to comp at the thrift store. Now I'm okay just doing it right there. But you know what I'm saying?
Dan, one time at the Highway 127 me and all the locker room guys were yard selling together, and I used someone's restroom. Some stranger let me in their house to use their bathroom. Like, that's how comfortable I am.
I
Oh,
went
wow.
last year. I went with I went down to 127 in Kentucky with those guys. I went yard selling with Joe. And luckily, when I had to use the restroom, we were at like a church, so they had like
Yeah.
a restroom there. But I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to hold it though. I'm not using someone's.
You're not going to pull the rod picking and punching on the what was it, the Florida neighborhood where
Yeah.
you peed in a bottle on the side of the road.
Oh
There's
my
like,
god, no, I'm not
yeah,
doing that. I can't do
yeah.
that. I'll probably
I've done
fall
that. I've
down,
done that a few times, but
catch myself a case.
That's
we
the good
were
thing
out in
about
the
having a
middle of the
van.
woods in Crossville, Tennessee, somewhere, and I had to go. And I just straight up asked, like, it was in the middle of the woods, and I just straight up asked the man. I was like, "Dude, can I go behind your barn? Like, I'm diabetic for one, and the medicine I take makes me have to urinate more often than most people probably. So
You
I
got
had
your
to
title
go.
for the episode.
Yeah, I had between wieners and meat grinders and Shane urinating
Yeah.
frequently, but no. I was like, dude, can I please go behind your barn? And his wife, I guess, overheard me, and I didn't realize she was standing out there. And she's like, just come on in the house.
That was nice.
Dogs are
Yeah.
barking at me, and it was fun.
By the way, Dan, when I first to talk about your like being kidnapped worry, when I first got into reselling, when I was still in college or vet school, I what I would do is I would go look at like Free Cycle and get like free lots and just take them to an auction house. I didn't sell it all myself. I just took it free and then took it to an auction house, let them sell it. And there was this one place that was giving away books, and I went into this guy's basement. Totally felt like I was walking into the Silence of the Lambs basement.
Ugh.
I mean, I'm looking around for a weapon if this guy's going to attack me. I'm surprised I got out alive. I got some books from him, but so it's a rational worry that you have to be kidnapped, I think.
As a child, I was almost kidnapped like 3 times.
Oh wow, okay, so
Like,
you have reason.
for real, like for real. Like I was almost in the Capitol building in Washington D.C. and almost got kidnapped by an Asian family.
Well,
That's crazy, dude. Like, I think you're the first person that, I mean, we haven't officially met, but I don't think I've talked to anybody else who's been nearly kidnapped.
yeah.
I was when I was a child. I lived in South Carolina for a little while.
Oh, where at?
In
We may have-
Simpsonville.
Okay, yeah, I think I
outside
do. I
Greenville.
think I remember talking to you about that.
And I
That's
would
about
meet my
an
friend.
hour and a half from me.
My friend lived in the subdivision. He lived, so we passed the same street, but his house was way like east, and so we would meet halfway, and then go to his house or my house. So we met halfway, and we were going back to his house. We go by. There's like a van drives by, and then a van drives by again, and then it drives by like the second time we're like, that's kind of weird. So like we got off the road and we were up by houses, and when he came by the third time, the van had the side door open, and we just took off running. Like
Yeah.
it was like, no, like we're gonna get kidnapped. And when I was in school, it was one of those where my teacher left me. I had I don't know if he had portables in school, like so
Yeah.
the school was overflowing, so they
Oh.
made like little schoolhouses. They called them portables. So
Yep, same here.
my class was over with, and everyone left, and my parents were picking me up from school, and they were late, like one of those stories. And this woman, my teacher left me there by myself. I was in, I think, first grade, kindergarten, something like that, and she left me there by myself.
Wow.
And this lady came up and she's like, your mom told me to come get you. Like what? Like seriously, one of those stories. And at the same time, when I was gonna go with her, my mom pulled up and was like screaming. It's happened. It's happened to me a few times.
Yeah, so
So
That's insane, dude.
that's wild. Dan, since you are a big Commonwealth Picker fan, I heard Kevin mention this, and I think he had a request, and I want to see it happen. Maybe on Dib to Threads with me, he requested, I don't know the appropriate name, but Granny Dan.
Granny Dan.
He wants
yeah.
a Granny Dan Dib appearance, Dan.
I heard that. Yeah, maybe I'll have to.
What is Granny Dan?
I was
I mean,
talking about my on Whatnot when I used to do raid trains. They always like themes. I don't know if you did a lot of raid trains. A lot of them.
I
themed.
never got invited to the raid trains, to be honest.
It's not like a good or bad thing. It's good. It's good, and it's great to like I don't hate them, but if you're doing them, I did them thinking I was gonna make money. You don't. It's kind of helps you get people to hopefully come back to your show later. Is what I
Yeah.
figured out at the end. Yeah. Anyway, it was. I think the first one was. It was. I got invited to a Halloween raid train, and I didn't know what to be for Halloween, and it turned out I'm like, well, okay, I'll make a Halloween costume, and so I bought like a big night shirt and then I'm like, oh, okay, I'll be a granny. So I bought a wig, and then I ended up like, oh, this is fun. And I bought makeup. I put makeup on, and I looked like Mimi from the Drew Carey show, and it was. I had a lot of fun doing it. So then I did it again, and
I
then
used to love that show.
there was some other. Oh, it was like it was a pajama party raid train. So instead of just wearing, I wear this. This is a shirt like. I wear it now, but after a few months of wearing it, or a year, it's gonna be all the holes. I mean, not holes, but like buttons are gonna fall off, and it'll just turn in my I'll wear it to bed, so it'll turn into my night. It's not my night shirt, but so I wear basically the same thing to bed. It's just the older model, the older version. So I was like, I'm doing a pajama raid train. What am I gonna do? So I dressed up as Granny Danny. I think it's
Granny Danny. That's the name. Okay.
Yeah, Granny Danny, and it's just, and then I was like, and then I did other dress up things different for different themes. And I was like, I honestly have thought about like, okay, maybe I should just dress up to do live shows, and it'll just be some kind of character all the time. Like I've thought about that because other people have done that. I think
that could be fun. That could be fun.
Like I do like it's nice. Like you said, socializing at the beginning. This is how I socialize. Like I don't. Most of my friends, I don't really talk to a lot of my friends in the real world anymore. Like I kind of a lot of them they get like it's like every place, I guess. Like my friends from my old job when I went to my new job, like I would keep up with the old people for a while, and some of them I kept up with. You lose contact with them and stuff, and the same thing with the new job. When I was at the casino, a lot of the good people we would hang out playing cards and spending money. I've taught like I don't want to spend my money. Last time I hung out with them, we played a poker tournament. It was like $100. I'm like, I don't want to spend $100. I'm not winning. I know that. I'm just hanging out. So this is my social. This is what I do socially, I guess.
I've only been in one poker tournament in my life, and I made it to the final 2 people. And then I went all in on, what did I have? 3 of a kind. I want to say it was triple queens. I went all in, and I forget what the dude had, but he beat me. I was so mad.
To be fair, the last time I did.
I'm not a good poker player. I just was getting lucky.
Now I'm like, I'm not playing anymore. I don't want to. I mean, I would, but I just
played a ton online back in the day, like party poker.
Party poker, yeah.
I don't play all the time, but a lot of those guys are like, because it's a fun game. Like poker is an actual game, but most of the time everyone wants to gamble.
I was playing the money rooms. I don't know if they still have that, but yeah. Like
I mean, you have to play the money.
I never knew about the World Series of Poker or any of that crap until Chris Moneymaker in, what was it, 2003-ish? That was the first time I'd ever known anything about it. So that's when I started, and that's when party poker and all that was popular. So that's when I started playing. And then I actually went in person when I was in New Jersey to Atlantic City and got in some tournament just for the heck of it and ended up making it to the final table somehow.
Oh, that's good. Oh, wow, yeah.
I mean, I didn't win first place, but it was still a cool experience, you know.
In a perfect world, awesome. I would have enough. I could get pictures of my stuff to list, and then I would have enough money to take and go sit at the casino all day and play cards while I list my items. Like I could, but I just don't have, like, financially, it doesn't. I mean, it's the same thing as, like, to have a bankroll to do. You could go through and get killed. And so it's like, I can't risk my money. But in a perfect world, that's what I do. I don't have enough money ever to sustain that because you're going to come through. So I do like betting. I live bet. And that's like kind of the same thing. Like I'm never, because I can risk a lot less than going and playing. You sit down at a poker table, you're playing up against the biggest stack on the table. Like
I already got all my drafts done for this next few days. So while I'm in Kentucky and Indiana, I can focus on my gambling.
What are you gonna gamble on? Sorry.
I generally play slots just because I like to just sit in one spot and chill and not have to think while I'm there.
You like to
So
think or don't like to think?
don't like to think.
Oh,
So I'll go play blackjack or something with my brother-in-law and his cousin that come with us because that's their game. They like to play slots too, but that's the table game they like, and I'll go play with them sometimes. I don't know how to play craps. I've never learned how to play craps, but roulette, I like the roulette table from time to time. But I generally play slots and in the high roller room, and I did great last year, $6,000, and then
Nice.
another 1,000 at the track at the Derby. So I did really good. This year I need to make like 25 grand. I'll be happy. I'll be super happy. But no, I'm definitely gonna play some slots, and I think I'm gonna go live from one of the slots. I don't know when. I'll probably go live on YouTube one night while I'm at the
Nice.
slot machine, and I'm definitely gonna go live during the Derby. And what I'm gonna do at the Derby is go live, and you know how I don't know if you guys know this or not, at the Derby they have like a program just like every other sporting event, and it gives you all the stats of the horses, stats of the jockeys and all this. And as you're watching the races, you take notes which horses are winning, because these horses and jockeys will race multiple races. Different jockeys ride different horses, kind of things. So you got to pay attention who's winning what, because I think it's 14 races on Derby Day. The Derby, the Kentucky Derby, is just one of those 14, but it's the big one. So I like to watch. So I think I'm going to go live before the Derby and get the chat to pick who I'm going to put money on, if that makes sense.
Like it.
So I'm going to make my bets normal, but I want the
Yeah.
chat to say this. I'm going to put, I don't know, just say $50, $50 on this one horse to win and see what happens. But I'm going to place my bets as normal because I don't trust the chat, but you know what it is.
Yeah.
You know how
bonus
it is.
bonus bet. Yeah. There you go.
It'll be fun, I think, to get the chat involved. And I think because it's live from the casino and or live from the Kentucky Derby, I might have a pretty decent crowd watching. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. So, before I forget, Shane, I'm going to just thank the members. I did make a little ticker so we can thank them here. We got
oh, nice.
Caleb Sells, Joe from Virginia, Sarah Sells Smalls, Biscuit Butt, Archie. Everyone knows Archie. And then we have J Ride Flips, Soda City Flips, Vintage Sport Flips, and an anonymous member. So I wanted to thank the members for their contribution.
Thank you guys.
There.
We appreciate you.
Yeah.
You guys shout yourselves out.
We did.
We're members, and this people are probably wondering, why are they members of their own channel? Well, because Jake owns the channel, right? Jake owns the channel. Jake supports the channel. I support the channel, and Keith supports the channel because we all at some point, like Keith's already got one out, members only videos, kind of like bolos or educational type videos. Keith's is really good, by the way. Very knowledgeable. But I can't see Keith's video if I'm not a member. You know what I mean? And neither can Jake or what. So it's weird, but we became members for that reason, because we're all going to be putting out members only content for the channel and we can't see it.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of thing. So whatever.
Yeah. So we're going to shout each other out. Right. Yeah.
God.
By the way, Dan, I have a big plan next. I think not. Well, this video is going to come out on Monday, but Thursday following this video, got a little Don Russ Optic, got some breaks planned over on dibdiccards.com.
Oh, really?
A little haul. Yeah, going to do
Keith, I don't know if you want to tell me how much you spend on those, but what are those going for a box where you're at? Because I saw a post today. I'm a member of Sports Cards Nonsense and Non-Sports Cards Nonsense on Facebook. Okay. Somebody was saying that they were asking their local card store had them for $80 a box. They were asking if that was good, and everybody was like, "Dude, for $80, get them, buy them all." And one guy said, "My store has them for $54.99 right now," and I passed them up. I better go back and get them. So
snag them. Well, there's two. I had two style boxes there, so I have the Mega and the Blaster. These are Don Russ Optics, sort of what people are sitting in Target lines for and stuff. But I think the retail and the Blasters are $35 and change. I got a bunch from Andy, King of Pennants. He's been buying them for me. He'll send me like a third of what he gets at
Yeah.
cost. Thank you, Andy. The rest I bought like a 12 or 11 boxes from a buddy of mine at $50 a box. So it's a little, they're going for about 60 right now.
Okay.
So, the megas, I paid, I think they retail for like 69.
That
I
sounds
paid
about right.
80 for this. But
So
they're, yeah.
I've seen blasters in retail locations before. My Walmart, I have 3 Walmarts none in the actual town I live in, but the next town over has 3 Walmarts, and 2 of the 3 don't sell sports cards or non-sports cards at all anymore.
Oh, wow.
They just stopped selling them. So the closest one to me doesn't. So generally I have to go to Target, which we usually make a Target trip maybe every couple weeks because we don't really need much from Target. But I see blaster boxes. Are the mega boxes usually retail also?
Yeah, they'll definitely be retail. I mean, some are
Okay.
only online, certain stores, but yeah, for any resellers, if you find Donruss Optic in Target, Walmart, Dick's, I think has it, scoop them up. I'll buy them for a little
Almost
bit of a
went
profit.
to Target today and I didn't.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have. I
Yeah,
had a
I
lot
think
to
when
do today because I was trying, I'm trying to get everything
traveling.
done because I'm leaving tomorrow. So I had to get all my drafts. I had to get all my stuff shipped out today that had to go today. Video, had to get the video edited and uploaded, and then just tons of stuff. And we got the volleyball playoffs start tonight. So
Oh, wow,
I
yeah.
told you, Keith, I won't be able to watch your show tonight.
No
So
worries.
Dan,
Yeah, I appreciate it.
good luck to you on getting another horse in
Horse
the race,
race.
buddy. Because I told Keith I'd give him my YouTube login and let him put that in for me, but
I was almost scared out because we were supposed to do the leftovers live. Was gonna be they had scheduled it for the same time. I'm like, it's gonna be another week. I'm gonna miss trying to get another horse in the
Yeah,
in
you're
the
still in
race.
you're still in the race, Dan. Still in the race.
I know.
yeah, I don't think I'm in the race anymore with missing tonight. Like I feel like if I didn't get a horse tonight, there's no chance of me catching. But good luck to those who are. It's a fun show and it's a fun race, and I know Dan and I both enjoy it.
By what he's
yeah,
talking about, yeah, I have a live on my channel, Vintage Sport Flips, every Wednesday night, 8 o'clock, and we do a sale price guessing game, and the person who gets the closest wins a couple vintage packs, but also gets in a 12-week like entry into a $50 gift card to our eBay stores. So I think we're going to week 9 now. I think.
yeah,
Could be wrong.
and
on
it's a
that,
horse
but,
race, so it's fun.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh
Absolutely.
man, I'm gonna miss the introduction of Nightmare tonight, aren't I?
Yeah, but you can watch it on the replay.
Yeah,
Watch it on the replay.
I would love to see it live. Oh well.
Yeah.
I'm the line judge. I'm the greatest line judge at the volleyball, by the way.
Oh wow, that's pressure.
So yeah, I'm a line judge for my stepdaughter's team, which is why I can't actually watch you. Because if I was just sitting there, I could have it on the phone. If I was just sitting on the bleachers. But I'm very very active in the game.
You
So
gotta be focused when you're judging.
Yep.
Cool.
So it's a good time. But yeah, I love yours and Andy's show every Wednesday night. It's a blast. I love hanging out with Dan and Mark and everybody else who
fun chat.
hangs out, Sean. It's always a good time. So in the competition, man, is strong in that game. The guessing game. Dan is amazing. Mark freaking killing it. Sean's killing
Dan's
it.
been on fire lately. Dan's like,
yeah,
the ones that don't count.
Dan and I. That's what I was about to say. Dan and I are really good at getting the ones that don't matter.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely,
absolutely nuts.
But yeah, so that's for a break. I'm gonna do on Did the Cards on I think Thursday the 15th it is. But Rod Picking and Punching's doing one next week, I believe. So
that's cool.
It'll be fun.
I'm about to get in on those.
You guys gonna take all my money trying to get in the breaks, huh?
Well, the good thing about it, Dan, is what team you're getting. It's not like on Whatnot where you're like it's a spinning wheel. You don't know if you might get the Arizona Cardinals. You can bid on the Bears. You might not want to, but you could.
I mean, I'm gonna want to. That's
yeah.
I don't do breaks anymore. I used to do breaks a long time ago. I like the random teams because everyone you got to like. Bears are gonna get bid up. I'm gonna get scared off because everyone's gonna want Caleb and everyone's gonna want. I mean, Caleb's probably going to be like the biggest card in the thing, right? Like, there's no card in there bigger than Caleb.
Jaden, but yeah, he's up there. He's up there for sure.
Oh,
but I agree. No, not
Jaden.
Jaden Daniels. I'm going against the Commanders, but
I know, like you're hyping up the Commanders now, huh?
I know. I feel bad.
right.
feel bad. But yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, it's nice to have the shot at a cheap.
I think you get stuck with
Commanders.
someone like no with
Yeah,
nothing. I mean,
exactly.
that's why I don't do a ton of breaks anymore. Like,
I don't either. I mean, I used to do a ton of them, but I'll do on Whatnot. Or not Whatnot, on District, Dibda cards.
You said Whatnot. You have to do it on Whatnot now.
Well,
I
I'll get
at
it.
breaks. I don't ever now as far as buying into them. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just having fun, and it's the luck of the draw a lot of times. So, I don't know enough about sports to know which teams to bet on. So, I kind of like the randomness of the ones that I've been in. So, I don't know. I want to get in on them because I enjoy it. But
well, Rod's going to do it both ways.
know.
I know. Rod's going to do one where you bid a week leading up to the sale on your team you want, but also do a random one in a buy it now during the sale.
okay.
My thoughts on his. That's what Ivan Watch the Breaks did. I think he's going to follow suit.
And you're going to do one
similar.
for the week?
Yeah, I'm going to do it run it for a week, and then I'll rip on like Thursday night.
No, okay.
I think he's going to do the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll probably try. I don't know if I'll get the Bears. I'll probably try to win a team. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun to get into breaks those are fun.
Yeah, not 4 times a day, but a couple times a month, once a week. Yeah, not the end of the world. $10. $5.
I don't know about. I would say once every other month.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. Dan, I know Dan has a time restraint today. He's got to pick up Dodger, right?
Oh, actually, we're fine. We can go. Like, I'm gonna get him after the card show.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, we do however we do it.
Well,
Okay.
and I just put in the private chat that I've got to leave in 20 minutes. I was just told.
Okay.
my wife texted me, so
I see that now. I didn't see that.
I just put it in. Like as
Okay.
you were saying
I
something
see
to
it.
Dan about picking up Dodger,
Yeah.
I was typing it. So, but yeah, so I don't know, maybe 5 or 10 more minutes for me.
Yeah, that's cool. So, Dan, what do you have coming up? What do you have on? You got Seat Open. You got the leftovers.
Well, so the Seat Open, like I gotta figure out. Like, hopefully you'll be back. I might do a live on my channel, or do something. I'll do something on my channel soon, just so I can when I get back. I'll probably pick that up in a few weeks. I was sick too. I was sick a few weeks ago, and like it just became. I didn't feel like setting up to have someone come on. It was kind of all like a string of things. So I was like, I'll take a few weeks off, and then I do the Leftovers podcast. We didn't do an episode this week either. I think I'm what do you call it, rubbing off on those guys. They're like, yeah, who cares? We won't do one. It doesn't matter.
It happens.
And it's just, I think it's just well, like I was when I was doing it yesterday, we were supposed to, Mike was testing out the internet and it wasn't working. I was like, well, ask them where the heck Trash to Cash is because it's late. You guys have been late all the time, constantly too. Like
That's all Jake.
Yeah.
Keith and I got to stay on top of Jake, or the episode doesn't come out.
That's what that was because I said something to Keith after when you guys came back after a few weeks because I'm getting these moments where, like, if they come out when they come out, then I get a routine. That's how I listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
So anyway, but like what was it? I was telling him because I was like, oh, I got to go get Dodger before. Dodger's my dog. Before we do our card show, so I was like, because the one with what's it, Shane, the Rad Picker, episode.
Scott.
I'm sorry, Scott. I was listening to that and it was like 2 hours. I'm like, well, okay, you got to make that one took longer to listen to because I'm used to like hour and 25 minutes. Like I'm just a weird. It's like the setup, and then if it comes out, if you guys come out late. Then there's the other ones that come out that I have to listen to those first. Yeah. And then, now it's weird because now I'm back on the Leftovers, so I don't have to listen to that anymore. But then,
I can firmly say Keith is in charge of this episode. It'll be out on time.
Yeah. Members will get it on like Saturday, and everyone else get it Monday morning.
I don't know. How do you keep up with all this stuff, Keith?
Keith is like the busiest dude in the reselling business, man.
Saving animals and doing lives. And then I'm whining about trying to do a podcast, listing 5 items on eBay, and then doing a Whatnot show, or a Dibdid show or whatever. Like, it makes no sense. I don't know how you guys keep up.
Yeah, it's a grind, man. I don't sleep much. I like to.
Do you spend time with your family?
I do, but they're in the same room when I'm editing. They're with me while I'm editing. They're there. They don't want to talk to me. Trust me. If I go in to say hi to my son, he's like, "Get out."
Okay.
That's all I get. That's the age of where he's at.
Right.
So He's happy.
How
that I'm
how old
busy.
is he, Keith?
16.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
my stepdaughter is about to turn 15, so I feel you.
Yeah. Similar
Okay.
time frame. Yeah.
Dodger's 6. He hates my guts.
Yeah. I'm sure he does it. I'm sure he does
Yeah.
it.
No,
You told me I'm like the apple, and everyone else is like the.
Yeah.
That's what I constantly tell myself that when I see him, because anyone else he comes around, there's some stranger walking down the street, he wants to see them, but he could care less about me.
Yeah, like an apple's
my
good, right? An apple's good for you, but it's not a mango, right? A mango's exciting,
Yeah, that's
Right?
my
exactly
wife
that's what you said.
my wife thinks my dog loves me more than her, and it drives her
Yeah.
crazy. And I'm like, no, he doesn't. I don't know. We connected, but
It drives
Yeah.
me nuts that like, cause he'll doesn't want anything to do with me. But if I try to do anything, if I try to do a whatnot show, because people think I'm nuts when I talk about it. But I was trying to do a whatnot show, and you can hear him in the background crying. I'm like, you hear him crying? He's mad because I'm sitting here doing this. But if I'm not doing that, I'm just sitting and listening. He's fine. He doesn't want me to pet him. He just wants to know that I'm doing nothing in case he needs something from me. So like I can't do anything. If I try to do a show, he'll come right at my feet. Like he'll just be at my feet, like crying and dancing around because he wants me to stop everything.
Yeah. He's a high maintenance dog.
that's
Yeah.
funny.
He's nice. He's a good dog.
Two of my dogs like favor me strongly, which I was happy my newest dog likes my wife a little bit more than me, but my Whippet loves me. My pug stares at me just like gazing at me like I would gaze at Keira Knightley if she was in the room. Right? That's how she looks at me. I'm her Keira Knightley. But I'm happy my new dog likes my wife a little bit more.
That's good.
It makes
That's
me feel
funny.
good.
How many animals do you have, Keith?
5. Yeah, 3
I
dogs, 2
have-
cats.
So we have the one dog, but then I have 2 snakes, 2 tortoises,
Oh wow.
and then 4 eastern box turtles.
You got
Oh wow.
an arc there.
Dan,
Yeah.
we have a turtle sanctuary, so we rescue.
Oh, that's cool.
So a lot of people don't realize a turtle is a lifetime commitment. It's
Oh,
not a couple year pet. It is a lifetime commitment. Well, when they realize that, they don't want them anymore. So we have a turtle sanctuary here. We
Oh,
adopt
that's
them.
nice.
Yeah,
That's cool.
so-
I wish my dog was a lifetime commitment, but it won't be.
I know. My
Yeah,
my
that's-
sister,
that's-
my sister-in-law, my brother-in-law. It's my wife's sister and her husband. They're both sister and brother-in-law to me, but they just lost their second dog since I've been with my wife.
Ah,
And watching them go through that, like, is so freaking sad, man. Like
Yeah,
they
it
just
sucks.
recently lost Buddy, who is a yellow lab, and he was, I think, 15 years old, and he was suffering bad, couldn't hardly walk and all this. So they ended up
such
having
a
to put him
downer
down.
now. I'm gonna start crying.
God. But no, like
Ugh.
I think about that with my dog, because my he's about to turn 3, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do that with him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to go through it, but
Yeah.
it's a part of being a pet owner, right? And just
Nah.
like I didn't want to lose my mom, but it was part of life and it's something I had to go through. It's tough, but it's part of life. And as a pet owner, you make that decision. I cannot stand people who get pets and then don't want nothing to do with them because they realize, oh, it's more of a
Dog's not
commitment than I
even
was.
here. I'd give him.
You know what I mean? Like it's a lifetime
best life
commitment.
ever. I swear to God.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's a lifetime commitment for that pet. So for
Absolutely.
these turtles are going to outlive us, but my dog, it's his lifetime that I've committed to, right? So
Yeah.
it just drives me crazy to see people give up on their pets and stuff. But yeah, let's not end on that note on sad stuff.
Yeah,
I was
absolutely.
going to tell you about the story about my dog passing away. You wanted? No,
Yeah.
I'm joking.
If anyone wants a good
I'll
a
start
pick me up
crying for
story,
real. Huh?
yeah, don't do that. But anyone wants a good pick me up story, listen to Dan's story of when Dodger ran away when he first got him, and Dan on Reseller Leftovers, and then Dan's story when the vet told him your cat was a boy, not a girl, or I forget the
Oh,
exact.
yeah, you remember? Yeah, because I had stray cat. I had 2 stray cats, and the one I didn't make a lot of money, so I never took him. I didn't take him to the vet. Like, and then he got sick or she got sick. I got this cat and named her Elaine. And I'm a big Seinfeld fan.
Yeah,
Named
me
her
too.
Elaine, and she got sick, and I took her to the vet, and she was like a short-haired cat, and I had always had long-haired cats. And I was with my brother, And they're like, I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with her. I don't know. And they're like, well, you have a neutered male cat. I'm like, what? Like, why do you think it's a girl? I'm like, well, it has nipples. And they're like, you have nipples too, man. I just thought I didn't know male cats had like nipples like that.
Dan, there's a book out there called "Why Do Men Have Nipples?" and it's one of the it's like a bathroom book, like you would while you're sitting on the john, you read it, but it's like all these weird, strange facts about life.
I used to call the cat Baby Girl because I give all my animals have nicknames. Like I don't call them by their name. I'm like, here, Baby Girl. And
tortoises and turtles are the same way. Until they're like 5 years old, you don't know what they are. So you name them, and like we've got Sarah and Littlefoot from Land Before Time is what my wife named our two tortoises. One of them's a girl, one of them's a boy. We don't actually know if they are though. So it'll be a few years before we know.
Is it after a male cat is neutered? Is it hard to really tell, or were they just being nice to me?
They're being nice. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing. I mean, you got to look closely, but it's not. Shouldn't be that difficult.
Well, we ended up naming him Buddy.
I don't know.
He ended up changing his name to Buddy, which was boring because I wanted to rename him to Costanza, and my mom says that name's too long for him. So I was just
I don't believe that. A lot of people say that you shouldn't name a pet more than a couple syllables, especially.
I regret it to this day. But I regret it to this day that I didn't name him.
My snakes are Reese. My snakes, I have two. One's a banana pastel ball python. Her name is Reese Slitherspoon, and then my male Honduran milk snake, because he's Spanish, is El Serpiente. And they don't know their names, but they're cool and they're fun.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'll tell you a quick funny vet story. This is like gone back 15 years. If it was a recent thing, I wouldn't have shared it. But this is a dog came in for like a bleeding tumor, small bleeding tumor.
This is funny.
Yeah, it gets funny. It gets funny. But the dog was very difficult, and it was like very deep under the fur, very thick coated dog. So we're like, we're examining it best we can. Really can't see the tumor that well. So we're like, we're gonna bring him back. We're gonna clean it up, and we're gonna get you an estimate for surgery. We're gonna do blood work. We're gonna do all this stuff. So I'm in back where my nurses are shaving it, and they're like, I don't think this is a tumor. I'm like, it's a tumor. Just keep shaving it. We'll clean it up. And she's like, I don't think so. We got deep in there. It was a Jolly Rancher stuck to the dog, but way deep under the fur. You couldn't tell at all, but it was like oozing like a red liquid because it was like melting. The owners are so relieved when we went back with that Jolly Rancher.
Oh, I bet you that. They're cry laughing.
Oh, yeah. And I still have that Jolly Rancher in a container in my office like 15 years later. Just as
really?
That's amazing.
Yeah, funny reminder.
That's just a good story.
Yeah.
Especially if people ask, why do you have a furry Jolly Rancher in your...
Exactly. And the best part, when I was trying to like that one nurse, I still remember who she was. I'm like, just shave it. It's a tumor. But it wasn't. It's Jolly Rancher. So you never know. So it wasn't a terrible story.
That's funny.
Yeah.
All right, Dan. So, sorry.
No, go for it. Go for it.
Oh no, nothing. I'm not adding anything because that's a good story. I was gonna say that's a good story to end on.
It really is. That's hilarious.
Yeah. So yeah, guys. So Dan, you have seat open podcast. Will be back soon at some point, and then you have the Reseller leftovers every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, except for this week.
Except for this week, yeah.
Hopefully,
this is coming out Monday, so it'll be out.
It better. Wednesday. If not, I don't know. We're gonna be heads flying over there.
Yep. And give Dan a follow on Whatnot. Give him a follow over on District, on Dibdit, Dibdit Cards. We sell every Wednesday night, 6 p.m. on Dibdit Cards. Anything else you want to shout out, Dan?
Go Birds.
Go Birds. I like it. Yeah, I like it. How about you, Shane? Anything coming up? The Derby?
No, not really. By the time this episode comes out, everything I'm planning on doing this weekend will be already done. So, we do have a raid train scheduled on May 30th on the crookedspine.com. This was just brought to my attention today. An all comic book raid train. So, I'm not a comic book. I don't have comic books, but there's apparently some people who do, and they want to sell them. So
that's awesome.
Go to the crookedspine.com and check that out. But other than that, Jake, man, we hope you heal quickly and can't wait to see you next week.
Absolutely, Jake. Get well soon, man. But guys, I'll be on Addicted Threads Ray Train on the Thursday. This show comes out May 8th. I think I'm selling at 7 p.m., I believe. But it's going to be going all day. It's a t-shirt, like a graphic t-shirt, Ray Train, half an hour spot. It's going to be a great day of selling over there. I have some heaters I'm pulling out. Some band shirts, Pink Floyd, Paul McCartney, some good stuff.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
yeah. $2 starts across the board.
Oh,
so.
and Dan, I'll let you know. Keith already knows, but I have all my non-sports trading cards are on auction, and there's more dropping tomorrow on eBay, 99 cent and above. And I'm sure some of them are going to go pretty cheap. Some of them are going to get their high-end cards. Some of them are probably going to go pretty cheap. I don't know if you're interested. I know Keith's interested in some of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Soda City Flips is the eBay store. It's Soda City Flips everywhere, guys. Come follow me over on YouTube and watch me. This show comes out Mondays, so I know you're paying attention. Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'd like to see some new faces on the Soda City Social.
And same on Wednesday night on Vintage Sport Flips. Give us all a follow. Dan and the Man, Vintage Sport Flips, Soda City Flips. Thanks, guys, for watching. We'll be back next week. Thanks, Dan, for coming on, man. Awesome.
Yeah,
time.
Dan, it's been a pleasure. Been a pleasure, buddy.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week, guys. Thank you. Peace.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.